10 cars that sucks to own. We've all dreamed of driving the perfect car, but what if your dream ride turns into a daily nightmare? From constant repairs and weird design flaws to cars that can barely get out of their own way, some vehicles are just bad news for owners. We've all seen those strange cars on the road that make you think, what the heck were they thinking? There are some cars that will go down in history for all the wrong reasons, like bad engineering and strange design choices. Check out this list of the top 10 cars that people say are the worst to own. They'll take all of your money, test your patience, and sometimes leave you stuck on the side of the road, not knowing what went wrong. Number 10, the DeLorean DMC-12. We've all seen cars that make us look twice, not because they're beautiful, but because we think, who came up with this idea? Some cars look great in the showroom, but they quickly become a pain after the sales pitch is over. Some cars just aren't worth the trouble, whether it's because of weird design choices, weak engines, constant technical problems, or interiors that fall apart faster than you can keep up. People may have been drawn to these cars by their retro looks, low prices, or flashy badges, but most people end up having long-lasting, frustrating relationships with them that make them feel like they made a bad purchase. When you bought a car, did it look good on paper but not work when you got it? If you've ever met someone whose car was always breaking down, it's likely because they made a bad choice. This video breaks down 10 cars that are really awful to own. From engineering disasters to quality control nightmares, these are the rides that will drain your bank account, make you question every choice you made that led you to the store. These are the counts you won't want to miss if you're looking for a car or just like it when cars go wrong. Number 9, Mitsubishi Mirage. People were told that the Mirage was a cheap car, but it wasn't very good. Its 1.2-liter three-cylinder engine only made 78 horsepower, which made merging onto roads stressful. Consumer Reports gave the Mirage a score of only 18 out of 100 for dependability because it had problems with the CVT and the electricity. The handling was bad, there was too much body roll, and the noise inside the car made it hard to talk. It was full of hard plastics inside, and owners often laughed that they got what they paid for. They've felt bad about that every day since. Number 8, the Chrysler PT Cruiser from 2001 to 2010. People were drawn to the PT Cruiser's retro look, but the charm quickly turned into anger. Its 2.4-liter engine didn't have enough speed and got bad gas mileage. There were a lot of mechanical problems, like power windows that wouldn't work, instrument panels that wouldn't work, and a suspension system that broke down too soon. Many people gave up on the car before it was supposed to die because the interior was badly designed and made of cheap materials that didn't last long. It was a letdown all the way through, even with the turbocharged GT model. Number 7, the Jeep Renegade. Jeep fans were hoping for a small off-roader in the Renegade, but they got a rough compact based on the Fiat 500. The 9-speed automatic transmission was slow and hard to control. It was hard to see, the seats were awkward, and the gas mileage was bad. Even though it had the Jeep name on it, it wasn't really off-road capable. The Renegade didn't live up to expectations or the legacy of its bigger, better brothers. It got only 33 out of 100 for dependability, and owners weren't happy with it. Number 6, Ford EcoSport, a small SUV that lets you down big time. Base Ford EcoSport's 1.0-liter three-cylinder engine made only 123 horsepower, had trouble speeding up, and was known to get too hot. Its cheaply made interior was made of hard plastics and didn't fit well. The rear door that opened to the side was not useful and made it hard to load food. It wasn't easy to drive with vague handling and a lot of body roll. Owners said it was one of the worst cars they'd ever driven because of how often the engine and electronics broke down. It was hard to defend this SUV, even for die-hard Ford fans. Number 5, the Dodge Avenger. The Avenger was sold with bold styling meant to look like a classic Dodge, but it turned out to be a boring mid-size car. It came with a base 2.4-liter engine and an old 4-speed automatic transmission that didn't work very well. The house was small and made of cheap materials. The ride quality wasn't always good, and the safety measures weren't as good as those on other cars. A lot of owners said it was an awkward attempt to be sporty, and one said it felt like it was designed to be mediocre. Number 4, Land Rover. The Discovery Sport tried to combine high-end style with tough functionality, but it had terrible dependability issues. Consumer Reports gave it a score of only 30 out of 100 for dependability because it had a lot of electricity problems, like the entertainment and climate systems not working. There were also a lot of problems with cooling and water leaks. When things went wrong, which they did a lot, it cost a fortune to fix them. People who owned it often said it wasn't built well and that it wasn't really a luxury SUV. Number 3, the Cadillac Cimarron from 1982 to 1988, a betrayal of the brand. The Cadillac Cimarron was just a Chevrolet Cavalier that had been dressed up and sold at high-end costs. It had disappointing 4-cylinder and V6 engines that weren't very refined, and it didn't have many improvements to the inside. Time magazine said it was an insult to Cadillac's history. It hurt the brand's image for many years. People who bought what was basically a small economy car with a Cadillac badge felt cheated because they paid a lot of money for it. Badge engineering gone horribly wrong is still shown by the Cimarron. Number 2, the Chevrolet Citation. As GM's first try at a small front-wheel drive car, the Citation had a lot of problems with its design and build quality. Its X-body base caused recalls because the brakes didn't work and the back wheels kept locking up. There were times when the 2.8-liter V6 engine stopped working and got too hot. The quality of the building was poor, and the materials inside broke down quickly. Panels weren't lined up right, sensors stopped working, and suspension parts broke down too soon. At first, it did well in the business world, but now it's remembered as a failure. A lot of owners said it was worse in person than it looked on paper. Number 1, the Pontiac Aztek. People know the Pontiac Aztek is a bad car, not because it was ahead of its time, but because it was bad in almost every way. Most people couldn't figure out what was wrong with its strange, awkward form. It looked like a bad mix of an SUV, a minivan, and a rocket, and that was enough to turn people away. But the problems were much worse than they seemed. It had a 3.4-liter V6 engine that wasn't very powerful and was known for being very unstable. One of its biggest problems was that the intake manifold seal often broke, which caused the engine to overheat and need expensive repairs. Things didn't get better inside the house. Cheap, fragile plastics, bad handling, and a lot of electrical problems made owning one a frustrating experience. The wiring was bad, the plan looked bad, and the quality of the construction was far below what I expected. There were also a lot of transmission problems, which added to the list of problems. Consumer Reports regularly gave it low marks for dependability, and many owners said they regretted buying it soon after. The Aztek became famous among a small group of people after it was shown in Breaking Bad, but that didn't change its history. Many people think it's one of the worst cars ever made, and it was a big part of Pontiac's demise. It should be fun to own a car, not stressful, regretful, and full of repair bills all the time. These 10 models show what can go wrong when style is more important than function, when engineering isn't done well, or when trying to save money goes too far. If you're looking for a used car, stay away from these well-known lemons. If you enjoy brutally honest car reviews and want to avoid making an expensive mistake, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your wallet will thank you later.